Greetings, fellow Earthlings. Today is May 6th, 2024. This is episode 17 of MindMosaic, and we have entered a new month. And welcome to the Enchanted Gnome Forest. Welcome. So, as I'm sure is made apparent by the date, it is now May, which means it's a new month, which means it's a new topic. And the topic that we're going to be exploring during this month of May is the topic of art.
I just really like to wash brushes. Keeps my crew here on their toes. All right.
Welcome to art class. And by art, I don't just mean, painting and this and that. I mean the very essence of creativity and expression is what I want to get into this month. And more than anything, I want to get you proactively exercising your own creativity. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Welcome to MindMosaic. First things first, let's define what art is, because any conversation about art is going to have to start with a definition, because let's face it, it means different things to different people. It probably means something different to every person. And so I will just share my own opinion so that we can frame the conversation. To me, art is giving form to the nebulous and undefined substance of your unique individual experience. What I mean by that is it's taking the unseen world that only you experience, things as they are from your perspective, your experiences, your memories, your likes and dislikes, everything that makes you you, and putting that out there to the world as a form of expression. And that's what expression is. It's taking that which is inside and expressing it. And what that allows for is it allows for many things, and there's many different benefits, but the main thing that it allows for is the sharing of one's own experience. The ability to take something that, for all intents and purposes, is relegated to your own experience, and to then expand the impact of that thing to where it then reaches multiple people's experience. That to me is the purpose of art. It allows, ideas to spread through culture and society. So in this video, I want to kind of give you a argument for why art is, and more broadly speaking, creativity and expression are things that you should exercise in all opportunities, in all aspects. Every time that you get the opportunity to express yourself in some way, I would encourage you to do that. And in this video, I'm going to break down why that is and the benefits that I think that has, that self-expression, radical self-expression even, has for our lives, both personally and collectively, socially. So the first reason is personal fulfillment and empowerment, like on a personal level. You're giving yourself the ability to express your own unique voice in the world. And that's something that I think is very um productive for work, for the internal work of life, and figuring out how to be human and how to live in the world. And that's central to life, to be able to express that that uniqueness that is your birthright. We all have our own unique experience of life. We all see through a different lens, through a different set of experiences and beliefs, and it's our birthright to be able to express that difference and that uniqueness through our art. In the book, The Creative Act: A Way of Being by Rick Rubin, which is an amazing book, everyone needs to read it. It's called The Creative Act, and I think people assume that it's a book written for artists, more specifically musicians, given that Rick Rubin is a producer, but it's actually kind of a book about how to live, because it's a book about the fact that creativity is not relegated to the arts, and it's something that is apparent in every human endeavor pretty much. There is a creative act waiting to happen at every moment, in every circumstance, at every opportunity, at every intersection. There is a creative choice asking to be made. It's not the artist's job to make those choices. It's all of our jobs. It's our it's our right. It is our blessing, in a sense, our gift, that we have this ability to be creative, to be expressive beings, and that to go through life without at least playing with that, or exercising that ability is it's a shame. It's a um I mean, I'm not going to tell anyone how to live, but it would be unfortunate to go through life without realizing one's abilities, you know? And so that's kind of why I'm making this video too, is to just kind of like nudge you ever so slightly in that direction, in the expression direction. But yeah, that's mainly point number one, is the personal benefits of creating something meaningful and original. Okay, so point number two is the cultural benefit of you creating art. Um, we live in a consumerist culture, right? So there's a lot of the time, the way we consume art is through music and movies, which are produced by big companies, or produced by big record labels, and this and that. And so we don't really often have the opportunity to engage with art that is just by the people for the people, so to speak. And the result of this is a feeling of unfulfillment and a lack of meaning a lot of the times for people, where they don't feel like they have an outlet to express themselves, and we just kind of end up drowning in a sea of media, of brilliant, mindless media that's just infinite. And and I feel like we tend to get lost in this, and I think creating art is an antidote to that, because we're becoming producers rather than consumers, and I think that that's really what it's all about. And being a producer doesn't mean you have to stop consuming. In fact, quite the opposite. I think being a producer gives you sort of a healthier mindset, that you can then consume content and culture in a healthier way, because you might be doing it for different reasons. You might be looking for inspiration. You might be looking to connect with other artists or other people who create things that sort of align with the work you do. And that's, I think, something that's super beneficial. And on top of that, on a wider scale, the things that we make contribute to culture, and the voices that we put out into the world, the words that we put out into the world, they make an impact. They make a lasting impact. They affect things ever so slightly, but there's ripples, and there is the butterfly effect, and things change um a lot, especially from art. Art is what pushes the envelope of culture. It's what leads to new and interesting things. Art, kind of in a way, is culture. I mean, culture is defined through its clothes, its customs, its ceremonies, its um, songs. Its artwork, and being able to like play a role in the creation of that is, I think, super meaningful. And I think it's super important. It's super important that we become producers. So moving on, sort of, but not really, because all of these do kind of blend together, more or less. Um, I want to bring up or mention um, the way that creating art, creating culture, being a producer, um, will develop and enhance your critical thinking skills, but I also mean more just your like divergent thinking skills. It will make you more attentive. It'll make you notice little things more. It'll allow you to make connections in a more sort of nuanced and interesting way. It'll allow you to see things in a way that you hadn't seen them prior. And it's a muscle. It's a sense that you develop. It's that creative sense. And with that comes the ability to solve problems in more creative ways, the ability to think outside the box, to question the status quo, the things that or ideas, or ways of thinking, ways of using your brain, um, in a sort of a more advanced way, in a way that is um, more basically. What I'm saying is, it'll just help you use your brain better. Creating art as a practice will give you a better idea over like what your brain is, and like how to use it, because the brain is a tool, just like a bicycle, and if you don't know how to ride a bike that well, maybe you've always ridden the bike like in a way that like works, but it could be more efficient. That's kind of what I'm describing to you right now. All right, so finally, the last reason that I'm going to list here today for the importance of exercising one's creativity and self expression is, I think, kind of the go to, and the most sort of obvious reason, and that's the therapeutic and healing properties of self expression and art. Um, being able to express one's emotions through art is one of the most potent ways of expression, because you can express in a way that it isn't bound by anything at all. Creating art is a form of self-care, because it's a form of emotional expression, and it's also just a way to like let it out and express and be, and like have that experience of caring, of expression, and of choosing to express as like a gesture of kindness towards yourself. And that is like the heart of art, um at least for me, in my experience. um And that's why it's so powerful, because nothing else is like it. Nothing else does what art does in such a powerful way, because like you can both express your emotions in a way that is so intense and so tangible, but then you can also, those emotions have a chance at like finding someone else, and someone else being able to capture a snapshot of your experience through their own perspective, and they'll be able to feel your emotions, obviously not in the exact same way, but the fact that they are at all is phenomenally amazing. And and I think it's like the most important thing ever. That kind of brings me to the end of this episode, this conversation with you. And I want to leave you with an encouragement to take steps towards self expression, and to start to explore that side of yourself and experiment with different, forms of artistic expression, whether it's, visual arts, painting, drawing, music, performative arts. It could be anything, it could be, going into the woods and dancing, and making a video of yourself dancing, and put some music and a little monologue over it, or a poem or something, and that's art. That's like, beautiful art. um if you don't know where to start, connect with people, leave a comment, DM me. I'll like talk to you about it. I'll give you some tips, um and I can refer you to other people, or put you in contact with other people who can help, and and put out feelers, like reach out to people in your community who are artists, community leaders or organizers, or just active people in your community, and talk to them, get conversations going. If you do that, and if you take those steps, just put in a little bit of effort, it'll happen. And you will find, connect with, and create communities of like-minded individuals who also have this creative bone, creative side. And together we're stronger in numbers, and we'll be able to make more of a lasting impact on the world, and on culture, by working together, and and also by encouraging more people to hop on the bandwagon, and become producers rather than consumers. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have to say. I can't really think of anything else that I would want to try and squeeze into this video, because um, everything else is just too big to, you know, tease and not really fully go into. So I will save those for the next episodes of this month. And besides that, yeah, I hope that this video was good. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you're excited for the rest of this month. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be. I think this month is the month that you're gonna start to kind of see the bigger picture with MindMosaic, and see kind of what I'm trying to do here with this whole overarching theme. I think the or overarching thing, and I think the themes are gonna start to kind of overlap and intersect, and you're gonna start to see the grand design come together as the puzzle pieces begin to interlink. And so that'll be super exciting. And yeah, um, get out there, create, create, produce, um, whatever it might be. It could be anything. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. I hope you have a absolutely splendid rest of your day or night, or whatever time it is where you are. And yeah, enjoy it. enjoy it, create, express, love, and encourage others to also do that and lead by example. Be the change. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys. Peace, love, goodbye.